Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
I call the honourable member Andrew Williams.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'd like to bring this debate back to reality, having heard an incredible amount of rubbish from the National Party in the preceding speeches, where they have spoken about money being printed and all sorts of other fantasies just to try and put the people of New Zealand off the fact that a review of the Reserve Bank Act is overdue after 30 years, and we've got two ministers now leaving. After 30 years, the old, tired, worn-out National Party can't even let the New Zealand people, New Zealanders, come to a select committee of this Parliament. Organisations, manufacturers, exporters, farmers, all sorts of parts of our economic sector will not let them come to a select committee and put their views about how our economy can better perform with the Reserve Bank Act being reviewed, so that the Reserve Bank is not only concentrating on inflation. This economy is not just about keeping inflation between 1% and 3%. That's what this national government would have us believe. That is their sole way of controlling the economy, it would seem. Rather than, like most other countries in the world, looking at other mechanisms that the Reserve Bank could act under, which would help control our exchange rate, would help keep a lid on our exchange rate, help perhaps push our currency down a bit, and help make our exports more competitive on the global market. But does this national government want that? Not on your life. New Zealanders listening to this out there in Parliament, TV and radio world, listen to this. You are being led by a the people of New Zealand are being led by a national government that does not want to review the Reserve Bank after 30 years in place of the current Reserve Bank Act, and does not want to give this economy a chance for a review. The Manufacturers and Exporters Association have estimated that because of the high value of the New Zealand dollar, manufacturing exports have lost $10 billion in the last 3.5 years under a national government. That is an appalling figure. The International Monetary Fund, who our Minister of Finance said were basically snake oil merchants, because he said anyone suggesting some of these things are snake oil merchants. Well, the International Monetary Fund itself estimates that the New Zealand dollar is 15% overvalued. This is causing serious harm to the tradable sector. Many exporters are going out of business or being forced to scale back their operations, and the result is economic malaise characterised by low growth and high unemployment. 40,000 manufacturing jobs in the last 3 years have been lost. Unemployment under this national government has gone from about 5% and is heading towards 7%. That is not a good direction for unemployment to be going in, and if you're then not even prepared to look at all the different mechanisms to perhaps help keep employment in this country, then you really are emus and ostriches with your heads in the sand. We're seeing Tiwai Point and Bluff, we're seeing Huntly East Coal Mine, we're seeing the Carwell Mill, and we're seeing many other major industries in this country laying off people left, right and centre, many of which are in the very electorates, National Party electorates of this country. The people of New Zealand need to get onto their local MPs, get onto their national MPs in the rural provinces, in the towns of this country, out there in the working provinces of this country, tell their local MPs, get in behind a review of the Reserve Bank Act, because at the very least, this bill that the Right Honourable Winston Peters has brought to this House will at least explore avenues to make this economy more competitive. If we don't do this, Mr. Speaker, we basically consign this economy to continue as it is. New Zealand is the one country in the world at the moment out on a limb with totally different policies to many of our other major trading partners. Why would we follow along similar lines to this? in a situation where the New Zealand economy is in dire straits and where unemployment is also increasing. Mr. Speaker, I urge all parties, give this a chance, let it go to Select Committee, let New Zealanders have a say on this bill.
I call the honourable member Charles Chauvel.
Thank you very much, Mr.